If you're a new Swiftie looking to learn what this $1 means and what Taylor Swift endured, then this is a video for you. As I mentioned in my other video about Snakes at the Eras tour, if you've been a Swiftie for a long time and do not want to relive this trauma, you're welcome to keep scrolling. However, I welcome you to stay and add any commentary that you have. And additionally, if you were at the Tampa Eras tour, I would love more of your insight. This is a very emotional subject matter. I, for one, teared up looking at some of this past footage, and we will be talking about sexual assault, so I want to just provide that warning before we go on. I talked about how 2009 and 2016 were very challenging years for Taylor Swift. However, that doesn't even scratch the surface as to what she endured between 2013, a court case in 2017, and then obviously the lingering aftermath of it all. We'll get into all of that in part 2, but I also just want to again contextualize everything that's going on, because this was going on while she was in exile, while she was feeling her lowest, and this is a lot for even one person to take on. Okay, I'll see you in part 2. Part 2 of the significance of the $1 bill and Taylor Swift's sexual assault trial. In this video, we'll be going into the details of the trial and what happened, so I just wanted to give that warning that we will be talking about sexual assault and emotional subject matter. In 2013, Taylor kicked off her tour for her 4th album, Red. During these tours, Taylor would have meet and greets. So when she arrived in Denver on June 2nd, 2013, she had a meet and greet with the fans. However, this is where the incident occurred. David Mueller, then a DJ in Colorado, posed with Taylor and his then girlfriend, and this is where he chose to put his hand. This picture was obtained by TMZ and provided a critical piece of evidence in the trial. In her disposition, this is what Taylor said about the incident. At the trial, Taylor even went on to say, "He did not touch my ribs, he did not touch my arm, he did not touch my hand, he grabbed my bare ass." Also to note that for this trial, the word ass was used more than any other court case in Colorado. After the incident, Taylor was visibly shaken, and she then communicated to her team and her mother what had happened. Andrea Swift and Taylor's team decided to minimize this as much as possible. Andrea Swift said that, "I did not want this event to define her life. I did not want to have her go through life with the endless memes and GIFs and tabloid media and internet trolls deciding to come up with doctoring the pictures." So instead, they confronted Mueller and he was escorted out of the concert. They then told the radio station what had happened, but there was no request to fire him. It was just merely a communication of the incident. The radio station did an investigation of their own and Mueller was fired. Then in September of 2015, over 2 years after the incident happened, David Mueller sued Taylor Swift. He was suing for defamation and $3 million, saying that he lost his job and potential revenue because of this false allegation. Taylor Swift then countersued Mueller for assault and battery. I also want to point out that the picture you saw was not available at all at this point. Taylor gave her disposition in July of 2016. Literally just a few days after the whole internet is trying to cancel her and everyone is calling her a snake. It's like all the bad, horrible things are happening everywhere and all at once. Then TMZ leaks this photo and it is obtained for court purposes. Okay, we're going to go into the trial and the aftermath in part 3. I also want to point out he was suing for defamation and $3 million, saying that he lost his job and potential revenue because of this false allegation. Taylor Swift then countersued Mueller for assault and battery. I also want to point out that the picture you saw was not available at all at this point. Taylor gave her disposition in July of 2016. Literally just a few days after the whole internet is trying to cancel her and everyone is calling her a snake. It's like all the bad, horrible things are happening everywhere and all at once. Then TMZ leaks this photo and it is obtained for court purposes. Okay, we're going to go into the trial and part 3 of the significance of the $1 bill and Taylor Swift's assault trial. As a reminder, we are going to be talking about sexual assault and emotional subject matter, so I just wanted to give that warning. On August 7th, 2017, the trial began in Denver. David Mueller took the stand and talked about how Taylor Swift had cost him his dream job. Then Andrea Swift, Taylor Swift's mom, took the stand. where she broke down in tears talking about what her daughter had told her on that day. Additionally, Andrea was being accused of forcing the radio station to fire him. Days later, Taylor took the stand. She gave testimony for over an hour where she used the word ass more than any time in a Colorado court. Some of the questions that she received was why her bodyguard did not step in and do anything about this. And again, Taylor did not want to make this into a big thing. She did not want these pictures out. She did not want this whole thing to be known. She just wanted to move on quietly. And she said, I'm not critical of my bodyguard for not doing anything. I'm critical of your client for sticking his hand under my skirt and grabbing my ass. Also, to add about Andrea Swift was that after this ordeal happened, she said, as a parent, it made me question why I taught her to be so polite. So when you hear the song Marjorie and the lyric, never be so polite that you forget your power. After hearing all this, the judge dismissed Mueller's case for $3 million. And the trial concluded on August 14th, 2017, with the jury deciding that the $1 bill should be awarded to Taylor Swift. Months later, the new Taylor comes out, the old Taylor is dead, and we find this $1 bill in the bathtub in the Look What You Made Me Do music video. But it doesn't stop there. So this is where I get really teary-eyed. A year later, on August 14th, 2018, Taylor was in Tampa performing at the Reputation Tour. At the piano, she was queuing up to do her surprise song and address the crowd. And here's what she said. Okay, friends, pause to read because I'm going to definitely start crying. And also during this, fans were holding up $1 bills in solidarity. Taylor became visibly emotional, and then she followed by singing the song Clean. And that, my friends, is the story of the $1 bill. Again, I hope you learned about the perseverance and endurance of this incredible artist. Taylor, we love you so much.